Work a bit harder. The Hungarian's taken the fight to him, he's causing him a few problems, but it was a better round for Bami that round, so hopefully as the fight progresses, it's potentially 12 rounds, so we'll see, hopefully he might come out of his shell now and start to work a bit better.
Bami's not been 12 rounds before, do you think that's in the back of his mind perhaps?
It possibly could be, I mean, neither fight's been 12 rounds, so it does play on your mind a little bit, but I'm sure they've done the preparation, they're fitted well, they can go to 12 rounds.
But Bami looks like the puncher in this fight.
He does, he's heavy-handed, he's got all the shots, he's got the repertoire, he's got all the combinations, just want to see him work a bit harder.
Thank you.
Bami actually never been beyond 6 rounds, so we watch with interest. Remember the vacant WBF light welterweight title at stake. Buzzing division. Ricky Hatton defending his WBU title in special fashion, really, against Vince Phillips last week. A terrific performance from Hatton Junior Witter. Of course, we wait and see whether that fight will be made. Ted Bami probably ranked about 8 in the country, and having his hardest task to date. Laszlo Herceg has come here to whinge him.
Yep, and Bami's having trouble pinning him down. The good news is he's not wasting a lot of punches, he's not burning up the energy for no reason, he's keeping calm. I think he feels the more rounds behind, the more rounds he gets behind him, the better this is going to be, and the more that the fight will suit him. But this fella's very awkward, up close, he's nullifying Bami's work. The big danger is Bami becomes frustrated.
Got through with body shots really in the first 3 rounds, Herceg, but Bami starting to feel a bit more comfortable, growing in confidence. Confidence a big thing with Ted Bami, because he's had some hard matches in his short professional career. It's only fight number 14, and he's already been in with Francis Barrett, who he beat, Bradley Price. Last time out he knocked out Andre Deviatekin in this very ring in a round. It's not been easy for him.
No, it hasn't been, but when was this game ever supposed to be easy? But what Bami wants to do, this fellow is always going to be quick and shifty in the first minute of every round. Bami wants to save his best work for the last 2 minutes, then get up close and let some punches flow. Don't chase the fellow in the first minute, just wait till he slows down slightly, then get to work, and that's what he's doing here.
Blood from the nose of Herceg after a volume of jabs from Bami. Mark Green.
Inside, your arms are free, work out, don't keep holding the head, all right? Let's go.
Clean it up a bit. It's better again from Herceg, who may know about the slight worry of the Bami work rate, but how's his, and can he put this pace up to 12 rounds? That got through.
I just think Bami lacks a little bit of sharpness. His timing's not quite what it should be. This fellow's awkward, he knows exactly what he's doing. Up close, he's nullifying all the work. So it's a frustrating night's work for Bami here.
There was talk, Jim, of Bami going in against Junior Witter last week. Would that have been a badly calculated gamble if they'd taken it?
Yeah, but I don't think he's quite ready for Junior Witter, because Junior Witter is harder to hit than this fellow, and carries a lot more power. But see, Bami has to stay there, let the punches flow. Much better.
Right hand cuffing shot from Ted Bami, but he's doing more now, and he's getting through to Herceg. Welcome back, Ted Bami there on the left of your screens. Laszlo Herceg looking down in his corner, maybe a bit uncomfortable. Plenty of punches thrown, more landed from Bami, better success rate. And is the pace starting to get to the Hungarian, Jim?
Well, the good news for Bami, he's finished the last 2 rounds much stronger than the last minute. That's a suggestion that maybe that the fight is tilting in his direction, but still an awful lot of work to do.
Body language in the Hungarian corner did not look good. Can Ted Bami force him back and get those combinations going? Good left hook will lift him again.
Right, gents. Box.
Flicking out the jab, Bami, without really getting meat into it, getting behind it.
See, I just feel that he lacks sharpness. I mean, there's still, I think, however this fight goes, I think Bami's going to realise there's a lot more work to be done. He's a bit more sharpness, his timing is not what it should be. This fellow's awkward, he's difficult to look good against, but Bami's taking too long to react.
Left glove very low now. So again, he flicks that jab out. When he gets in close, the short hooks look more effective. But, oh, he may be hurt now. Laszlo Herceg, he put so much into those first 3 rounds. And if Bami can just put one of those big punches on Herceg, he could really dispirit him. There's a real feeling now, Jim, isn't there, sitting at ringside, that the tide is turning.
Yeah, well, once again, as we head towards the last minute of the round, Bami beginning to dominate again. Another good sign, but he just wants to stick to the job. This fella could still last a few more rounds, and he's still a little bit dangerous with that head, and sometimes I get the feeling it's it is intentional.
Just stabbed at the left eye there, Laszlo Herceg. I think there's a little nick underneath it as Bami starts to work him on the inside, and he's not coming forward now, the Hungarian. Has Bami found the key to unlock what looked a difficult puzzle?
This is much better now from Bami, well in charge. At long last, he has this fellow under control now.
There's a lot of noise coming from the Herceg corner alongside us. There's distress signals from them. And Bami, I think in there, believes that Herceg's best may be behind him.
There's a tired look about Herceg's work now.
Yes, a little blemish under the left eye, there is. And they're putting the ice on him in the corner. Look again, head down, dispirited feel.
Yeah, I think when you're saying we've seen the best of him, I think that's a fact. It was always going to be awkward. He was quick in the early rounds. He was putting punches together. He was a lot more aggressive than I thought he would be. But he wasn't pacing himself for the 12 rounds. I think Bami has paced himself better. And this fella now is maybe paying the penalty for getting off the starting blocks too quickly.
If you were in his corner, what would you be saying?
Well, you'd have to try to start using the ring again. You can't possibly trade with Bami. In the early rounds, he was able to nullify Bami's work, but now, see, he's not grabbing hold of Bami, he's not nullifying, he's allowing him to let his punches go, and that has been the big difference in the fight. Bami now up close is managing to get punches off. In the early rounds, he wasn't being allowed to do that.
Second half of the WBF light welterweight contest in front of us, and the furthest Ted Bami has been in a professional boxing ring. Just feels that there's a growing belief as less comes from Herceg as he backpedals around the ring and Bami stalks and waits to deliver those blows.
Well, once again, I would like to see him nice and steady for the first minute or so, then raise the pace. He's getting to work a lot quicker than this round. Another good sign.
But again by a short left and right combination. A bit wild there, Bami. It's, trying to pick his punches. Pluses and minuses so far with Ted Bami tonight.
Well, his work has lacked sharpness. It's maybe not fair to judge him against this fellow because this fellow is very good at what he does. He's difficult to pin down. He does unorthodox things. And the main thing for Bami, the longer the fight's going, the better he's looking and the more he's taking charge. But he definitely needs a bit more sharpness. Probably he hasn't had the type of sparring that he needed for this particular fight. And this fella's very quick and difficult to pin.
And tries to throw punches. Herzeg. More of a tired feel about him. The blood from the nose. I think he's felt Bami's power in there. Certainly did then.
Well, this is us heading towards the last minute now, so Bami just wants to raise the tempo slightly, just to make sure the judges can see who's winning this fight.
Laszlo Herzeg still there. And Bami just comes forward slowly but surely.
Bami's not closing him down enough here. He has to step in with the punches. He's stretching with the jab. This fella's on his bike now, so you have to move in behind the punches.
Lunging with that left hook. Bami that swung round. Is Herzeg spent, or is there a little left in the tank? Neither been the full 12 rounds and nowhere near. Good right again from Bami. He's really looking for that.
Yeah, I think that one was in the back of the head, but nevertheless it's Herzeg's own fault. He's ducking low.
Spencer Oliver earlier said Bami in the Who Needs Him club. Interesting to watch his development. Still to come. Dean Pithie's Commonwealth 9 stone 4 defence against the talented young Scotsman Craig Doherty, who's backstage with our own Craig Slater.
Yes, Craig Doherty just finalising his preparations here. Craig, a huge night for you. You must be really ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready as I'm ever going to be, you know. I'm ready to take this title.
Of course, you had the disappointment of losing to Michael Gomez. Is that an extra motivation for tonight?
I need to make it right this time, don't I? That's all I can do. Just try my best.
We know you're as a dangerous body puncher. Could that be a factor tonight?
Definitely. Just need to try and work my way in with a jab. Just try and get the shots in, you know what I mean?
What would it mean to you to win this Commonwealth title?
It mean the world to me, you know. Made me really proud. Just want to make everybody proud of me, you know. Give everybody something back, you know, that everybody's put a lot of hard work into me. My mother, you know, John McDermott, my new trainer here.
Thanks, Craig.
Coach.
Very likeable lad, former Scottish amateur star who made a right hash of his British title against Michael Gomez. Will he get it right against Dean Pithie? That's coming up after we resolve this one. Ted Bami, remember, in the white trunks from Brixton in South London, one of our better light welterweights, stepping up against Hungary's Laszlo Herzeg. And Herzeg, Jim, you think won the early rounds, but Bami's come back into it.
Yeah, I gave Herzeg the first couple of rounds really because Bami really didn't get any punches off hardly. But as I expected, the longer the fight's going, the more the pace slows, the more effective Bami's becoming. He's showing nice little feints now, little threats, forcing this fella to make the first move. Beginning to look the part now, Ted Bami.
There's less coming from Herzeg. His will being knocked out bit by bit, brick by brick, by Ted Bami. Do you think he'll be pleased with his performance? Just gets caught on the way in there.
Well, we're coming into his time of the fight now, so now he must impose himself, and then he can be pleased with his performance. He won't be happy with his early performance, but this fella is awkward, he's not bad at what he does. But the main thing is, every round there's been a little bit of improvement in Bami's work, and now he really does look the boss.
You say his time of the fight, but he's never been this far before. How do we know what's going to happen with him?
Well, I do feel he's paced himself better. In the early rounds, when he wasn't landing, when he'd been beaten to the punch, he didn't become frustrated and waste a lot of energy. It's silly. He kept himself nice and cool, and it's paying off for him now. Herzeg really looking a little bit ragged now.
Certainly looks the boss in there. Ted Bami, left hook on the inside. Remember how many shots Herceg threw in the first 3 or 4 rounds, and that body shot hurt him. The Hungarian backpedals, and for the first time in the fight, he looked like he almost had to take a count. Ragged, the right word, I think, Jim, there you used.
Yeah, well, Bami's raised the pace and he's sustaining that pace. That's what he wants to do. Just for the rest of this round, just make a point on this fellow. Just show him you've got the strength, you've got the stamina. You can do this all night long. Send him back to his corner, a worried man.
Trying those uppercuts out on the inside. A little charge from Herceg. But the legs look a bit more unsteady now. He's covered a lot of ground, the international opponent. And that was a very hard round for him. Bami coolly sits on his corner and he spits his gum shield out there, Laszlo Herceg. Now this was the time that he was pulled out when he fought Giuseppe Lowry, and I wonder if the same sort of thing starting to happen again.
Well, nothing that he's doing is working now. He can't keep himself away from Bami. He can't nullify his work when he's up close. Nothing going his way. The fighters really turned against him, and Bami is getting better and better with every round.
They haven't got long to revive him, Laszlo Herceg. But round after round, you can see the punches landed over 100 from Bami, and most of Herceg in the first quarter of the fight. And, Bami looks like he's handling the distance quite well.
Yeah, well, I think he's paced himself really well. I mean, I commend him, as I said earlier, for not becoming frustrated in the difficult part of the early rounds. So I feel it's paying off.
Only the 61st round of Ted Bami's career, which started back in 1998. Only 1 defeat on the record. He was put in a bit too early against Jacek Bielski and was stopped in the 4th round. But he's learned the hard way, and they think, his team of James Cook and Brian Lawrence, that this will be a big year for Bami. Good left hook, and Herceg just flops back into his corner. Mark Green, I think, is going to stop it. The fight's over. Ted Bami does the usual flip, the somersault. His fans are delighted, and he rode the storm, Jim, early on, and he came back and got the win of his career.
Yeah, over the piece, it was an excellent night's work. Some difficulties early on, but this fella's not a bad fighter. Posed quite a few problems. Bami struggling. His timing wasn't so good. His sharpness wasn't there in the early rounds. But he stuck with the task, didn't get worried, didn't become frustrated, just stuck with the job. And as I kept saying, every round he was looking that little bit better. And that final punch just took everything away from Herceg.
Big smile on the face of Ted Bami and James Cook, his trainer. After a slow, laboured sort of start, the storm ran out, didn't it, of Herceg, and as you said, Bami paced himself right tonight.
Yeah, in the early rounds, Herceg was getting his punches on target, then nullifying what Bami was trying to throw back at him, not giving Bami a chance to work. But the longer the fight went, the more tired Herceg was becoming. He was becoming a stationary target, and really by that time, Bami was doing a job on him.
Let's see the finish now.
I mean, Bami really doing pretty much as he pleased at this stage. And that was bang on the chin, bang on the point of the chin. No way, he didn't go down. If he had gone down, the referee could have counted. The fact that he didn't go down, he had no option but to stop the fight because he had lost his senses, his balance was gone. He looked over to the referee. Really, he should have taken a count there if he wanted to continue, but I wonder, did he really want to continue? He was really being tuned up by this time.
Does that show us that Ted Bami is a puncher still in the latter half of the fight? He's certainly an acrobat as well.
Yeah, well, and he still had plenty of energy with his final flip. That's becoming a trademark. There it goes. Yeah, plenty of energy left.
There was a fella a while ago at York who did that and knocked himself out. So careful, Ted Bami, but well done tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, 43 seconds of the 9th round. Referee Mark Green has stopped the contest. Hozek in no position to continue. Your winner and new WBF light welterweight champion from Brixton, South London, it's Ted Bami. And please show your appreciation for a very game contestant indeed. From Hungary, Laszlo Hozek. And now to present the championship belt, the president of the WBF, Jonathan Feld, and fight supervisor, Mr. Alex Papafiou.
I tell you, we've got a fantastically enthusiastic crowd in here tonight. The joint is jumping, and we haven't even reached the top of the bill yet. Dean Pithy getting warmed up backstage as he makes the first defense of his Commonwealth Super Featherweight title tonight. It's such an important night for Pithy, with some major fights among his big-name British rivals if he can win against Craig Doherty. That's still to come. But well done to Ted Bami, again closing up on the top names in his division, the light welterweight division. And Adam Smith is going to take his life in his hands. Try and have a word.
Very happy Ted Bami fans. Not surprising, really. First step up the ladder for you tonight, and you came through. How pleased were you with the way it went?
First of all, like I always said, I would have to thank my Lord Jesus Christ, because without him, I would have win. He gave me the strength to win, so I praise him for that. And like I said, I'm very proud. I'm proud. I thanks first of all Matchroom, Barry Hearns and the Matchroom, and then I thank James Cook for the hard work, and Brian Lawrence.
It looked tough in those first few rounds. Herzeg came at you with fast body shots, and it looked tough at the beginning.
Man, well, I work hard for my, obviously my stomach. You can see it. It did look tough. I take my time because I want to get some run, because from I've been boxing, I never go to a round or 9 or 12. This is my first 12 round, so I had to take my time.
Did you feel you paced yourself well tonight?
No, I knew I was gonna stop him. I know he can't stand a chance with me, with my strength. You know, I knew I have to stop him anyway. He can't stay there with Ted Bami. Dangerous. I'm too dangerous.
So how much more are we going to expect this year from you, Ted?
Like I always said, go speak to Barry Hearns, because he's the man who's gonna actually talk. But I'm just, you put it there, I'll fix it. Simple.
You're going to keep those flips going in the ring afterwards as well. Well done tonight, Ted.
Always.
I think you call that a promoter's dream. The crowd follow them everywhere. Probably follow him into the dressing room as well, actually. What's he got as a fighter, Spencer?
Well, his main asset is, Paul, like we said off screen, he's got an immense amount of strength. His physical strength, I mean, what he lacks in boxing ability, he makes up for in strength, and he certainly lives up to that name, Dangerous.
The one thing about him now, he's putting a run together, and if he becomes a confident fighter, he is going to be a dangerous man to meet, isn't he?
He certainly is, but it's not about becoming confident. I think he's always been confident, but what I think it is he's been so inactive, because like we said earlier on, people don't want to fight this guy, because the word about the gyms is that he is exactly what he lives up to, is Dangerous. The guy whacks with either hand.
And you mentioned the work rate problem, but he actually looked very comfortable when he did raise the tempo, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I was screaming at him off screen, because I know Ted quite well, and James, and I'm screaming off him on screen there, you know, just to pick it up, because when he mixes it up and picks his shots up like we see there, he looks like a different fighter. But his problem is that he has a tendency to switch off.
Well done to Ted Bami tonight. Our top of the bill coming shortly here, the Commonwealth Super Featherweight title fight. The question for Spencer, who'll come out as top dog?